There's no question, um, but I'd like to talk into some of the comments that have come in on the TED Talk, and some people have suggested that by moving out of the forest and coming back into society, I've actually sold myself out, and and I've come in to be further brainwashed and programmed, with society and social understandings of what society is and the expectations of society. So I just want to talk a little bit about that for a while, because I think what goes with that is this romantic notion that the forest was all bliss and fun. That's not true. It was far from romantic, especially after several years. Food was very hard to obtain in the forest, and that's evidenced by the fact that there's medical records that when I came out of the forest, I weighed 41.5 kilos. I was emaciated, half the weight I am now. I couldn't stand up straight. I'd lost most of my teeth. There's nothing romantic about being able to put your fingers in your mouth and pull out a tooth. There's nothing romantic about that. There's nothing romantic about going hungry for days and days and days because you can't find food. And in my situation, I was too sick. ACCA, that's code for pissed and stoned, to go into town and get supplies. There's nothing romantic about that. What is, I think, encouraging is the fact that I was determined enough to actually heal to a point where I could learn to have freedom of thought, to develop my own critical thinking, my own critical analysis. Somebody could say something to me and I could question that. I could think, well, why would they say that? What's the origin of those thoughts? One of the things I often say to my students at the moment is, by the time you finish my unit, if you're still watching, the same commercial radio station or TV stations, listening to the same commercial radio stations and getting your news from people that want to feed you that news and tell you things that they want to tell you, then I haven't done my job properly. Because a part of what freedom of mind is, a part of critical thinking, is questioning why a news broadcaster wants to tell me that. What is it true? Is there, how true is it? What's the story behind the story? How much research has that person done? Understanding that's a freedom. Being able to make up my own choices, that's a freedom. I didn't have choices like that when I lived in the forest. I didn't get to choose what I ate. I had to eat what I found or what I had. There was no choice there. Sometimes I couldn't choose if I was going to be dry when it rained. Sometimes I had to sit there while it rained on me and I was trying to keep the fire stoked up so that when it stopped raining I could get dry. So that's not romantic. There's nothing romantic there. So the idea that, I betrayed myself by leaving the forest, I think is unrealistic.